What's happening, everybody? All right, time for more fun with key fobs. Let's go ahead and unlock it, repouch it, and see if we can figure out if we can get the car to think that the fob is still in the car. Basically, will the car still lock the doors if it thinks that the fob is still inside, or also will it let you try to start it? Let's find out. All right, moment of truth. Let's see, will it start? It does. Look at that, and the thing's still in there. Yeah, it would go ahead and fire right up. Okay, kind of weird. You guys are experiencing this in real time. See what I mean? These fobs are not foolproof. Let's try something else. I'm gonna lock the doors. Just locking the doors here with the button. Are you serious? Yeah, that key fob is definitely still in the pouch. Let's try that again. We'll lock the door. So if I close this door, right now, if I close the door, it should, fob's in the pouch, no RF is getting out. I don't know how the car is even detecting RF, but it is detecting, or it thinks that the fob is still in the car. So this is what I want to try to do. Let's see if I can completely remove the fob, if the car will still think the fob is in the car by some default. All right, we're just going to set that right there. Let's go see what happens now. Key fob's completely out of the way. I'm going to do the same thing. It's locked. Okay, it's locked. So the car definitely does not think that the fob is in here. And of course, no fob detected. And you wouldn't think that it would. I mean, why would it think that the fob would be in the car? The fob's in another room. So I would say, yeah, that's a bad case. I mean, it was still able to recognize the fob in the car through the case when it shouldn't have been able to. Yeah, that's a bad case. Watch out for that, guys. Anyway, I wanted to illustrate this for you. Some of you guys had asked me to take basically you guys through some more experiments with this. So there you go. I just set off my own damn alarm. All right, let's take this little experiment to its logical conclusion. So I just blew my ears out real quick. Let's see if this thing will now, since all that's happened. Key fob's in my lap. Well, first let's try the door lock thing. Now it's working. Are you kidding me? Now it's no fob detected. I'm going to get to the bottom of this one way or another. There's got to be some type of a, I don't know, maybe it's a timer. The car still thinks that the fob's in the car, even though it doesn't detect it right after you unlock it. I don't really know what's going on here, but either that or this is just an intermittent leak, because that's so weird. So shake this thing around in here and see if maybe I can get it to work now, maybe? Nope. Yeah, no fob detected. And it is absolutely not allowing the car to start. Okay, so I just took the key fob out of the pouch, unlocked the car because it was locked, right? And you wouldn't let me unlock the car. Well, now I took the key fob out of the pouch, unlocked the car, but immediately put the fob back into the pouch. I bet you it lets me start it. Let's try something. Let's do the door. This thing's going to prove me to be a liar every time now. Hold on. Moment of truth. Okay, so it senses the key fob, and it would actually fire up right now. Okay. Go ahead and kill it. Keep in mind, the key fob is in the pouch. So, say we just got through going for a drive, theoretically. Open up the door. Key fob is still in my lap. Say we lock it with the door. Close the door. It still thinks the key fob is in the car, even though the key fob is in the pouch. But it shouldn't think that unless, let's try one more thing. Hang on. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit different experiment. I've got an idea. I'm going to have the key fob out of the pouch, lock the door, put the key fob back into the pouch. Right spot? Yeah, right spot. Now we're going to close the door, and I bet you it doesn't know the fob is still in the car. Okay. So now it doesn't know the car, or the car doesn't know that the fob has left the car. Technically, the car is locked in. But the dang thing still will start. How does that even make any sense? So this is why this doesn't make any sense. When the door shut, well, let me just show you. When the door shut, the car should have been able to recognize that the key fob was in the car because I had locked it with the fob like we were locking it up for the night, right? So the alarm should not go off when I open the door. It doesn't. Maybe if I lock it at the door again, put the key fob back in the pouch. Isn't this fun? Close the door. And it still can recognize the key in the pouch. Okay, let me go put the pouch somewhere else with the fob in it. And we'll try something else. Here we go. Key fob's back in the chair again. There's no way the car is going to start now. Let's say we lock the door, close the door. Okay. So it's definitely an RF signal getting out. I don't know how the car would still think that the fob is in the car. Obviously no fob detected here. Huh. Well, let's wrap this up. Ah, damn it. Wow, what an amazing journey that's been. So, trying to get to the bottom of what makes these key fob pouches and the whole RF thing work with one of these cars. It's kind of weird. You can find yourself in a situation where if the car is locked and everything's cool, then it will not recognize the fob right now, even if I take the fob over there, try to unlock it. If I had the passive deal open and everything rocking and rolling, it would not be able to recognize this fob. But I don't know if there's some kind of a timer where it thinks that if it recognizes a fob and then after an amount of time goes by, it loses signal, it just assumes the key fob's still in the car. You can see that we could try to make the car, kind of try to fool the car into thinking that the fob had left the car. At least we thought we were fooling it, and it really didn't work out to be any game at all for that car to figure out where the fob was, or at least it knew it was still in the car somehow, right? So anyway, is it a fault of the pouch? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's just a quirk of how this system works, but if you don't have the pouches, at least make sure you've got your pouches. It is definitely a good line of defense. You saw where the pouch did block the signal, or was blocking the signal. There's just some weird circumstances where the car may still think that the key fob itself is in the car, or still has some kind of a connection that I can't figure out how it's getting there, but is still able to recognize the fob one way or another. Or, like I said earlier, it has some kind of a fail-safe to where if it loses connection under certain circumstances, that it will keep the channel alive for you to be able to start your car. But in essence, this is what I've figured out, more or less. If you've got your fob and you start your car, don't start your car and then put your key fob back into your pouch. Don't get in the habit of doing that. Start the car up, put your key fob in the normal little holder thing that you're used to putting it in. Have your fun with the car. When you get out of the car, lock your car, and then, and only then, put your key fob back into the pouch. It seems like that's the only way to keep the car from keeping some link alive with the fob, or if you want to think of it another way, keeping the gate open, if you will, for that thing to start. So again, top tip when you're messing with the pouches, I wanted to take you along this journey. This is how we learn. You know, I'm not an expert when it comes to these systems with these cars, and you know, just playing around with this, it's definitely been a learning experience, and hey, I brought you guys along for the ride. So hopefully you guys have learned something too. And with that, that's a wrap. Y'all have a great one. Adios.